Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today, we have something different yet again. Story time. Now this story time is about a kid that I knew. Fun kid. And in his front yard, he had you can't even describe it. Huge, like, freaking jungle of trees. Seriously, you go in there, it was so dark. We literally had, like we would scrap planks of wood from around the neighborhood, put it together. We had freaking bridges in there, like, it was huge. We had multiple layers, freaking floors, we had pulley systems, we had rope, like, we were making bridges, we were making, like, ropes and shit. We had buckets, like, it was crazy. We had, like, a whole entire town in there, and, like, I had my own little perch that I'd go to, and it was the tallest one, so I'd sit up there. And another part, my other favorite part, was the part that was hanging over the curb, because in his front yard, he had a curb, and it would be hanging over there. Like, I could, like, seriously reach down and touch the curb, so it was etching into the woods. Now they cut it down.
What are you aiming at? What are you aiming at?
And this is a story about what me and him did.
I just sit down.
Now,
You know me.
I knew him a while ago.
I'm
You know, he was, to describe this kid, he was a musically guy. He loved musically. And he looked very good. I'm not gonna even sugarcoat it. He wore Nike and gym shorts. Had, like, a comb-over haircut. You know, was pretty decently athletic. Not really into, like, sport team athletic, but you know what I mean? Not a jock, but still, like, athletic and, like, wants to, like, ooh, football! Things like that. So, me and him were chilling one day in his front yard with his brother. Now, his brother's a little piece of shit. And for many reasons, he's a little trash head. So we're sitting there and he's like, well, what do you want to do? Because we had the whole neighborhood to ourselves almost. Like, it was so fun. We would bike around chasing each other, like, literally punching each other while we're on our bikes. Like, it was, like, Fast and Furious 2. Like, we'd bring Nerf guns, shoot each other while we're on the bikes, like, drive by. Like, we were recreating so many rapper deaths. Like, it was insane. We didn't even know that we were, like, doing XX. You know, I don't know which rapper these days die by drive-by shootings, but we were recreating it. So, we were chilling. And down on his street, now, my street is just another street. It goes down, and it's like a lane. Now, when you turn onto my street from the one direction, you, like, a couple houses down to your left would be another street branching off of that one, which would go, make a slight turn, and have another street branching off of that one. But it wouldn't branch off. It would more be like that one was branch off of the street in front of it. And that one would lead up to the other side of my street. So it's like a triangle. And then in the middle of that, there was another one that cut right in front of his house. So he had multiple ways. And I did too. I'd go to his house. Like, we'd spend hours and hours together. This is before I had a phone. And eventually I got a phone, and we were like, he said, you should get Musically, you know. That's a little story. But we're chilling. Just trashing things. Destroying shit out of his house. Just everything's getting destroyed. We're just hanging out. Like, we'd find something and, I don't know, build something with it or hang it. You know, whatever. Like, we were stupid but also very inventive, because we seriously were making rope out of a freaking tree. Like, fresh tree, because when you slice a tree down, like the bark of like a very young tree, the innards are, like, very stringy, so we'd rip that out of there, tie it together. So, like, we were slicing down, like, itty bitty baby shrub trees and making rope and things like that. We were making whips, like supports to keep the branches together from falling. We were geniuses, you know. So that's where I get a lot of my survival skills. You know, we were like, I'm about to get to the part of the story which is the craziest. So me and him, he said, hey, we should go down a couple of doors down on a street which was bordering my street. You know, So we go down there. So it's a corner. It's a corner house. So it has a sidewalk going onto the street that led to my street. So it was a corner house. So that means they had a gate to their backyard in their front yard. So he went over there. They're like, okay, what do you want to do, man? And he's like, okay, watch this. Get a rock. So he got a rock and punched the gate. He slammed the gate with the rock. And all I hear is boom, crack. The stick falls down. The gate opens with like a ring. And we go in there. He's like, bro, dude, look at this. Like, I've been planning on going over here, but like, I've never wanted to do it by myself. So it's me and him right now. His little brother didn't even go. So we go over there. It's this big tree with these weird, red-looking, ginormous, like, size of your palm fruits. And he's like, bro, get him. So I look to my right, and like, they got a patio, and like, a Nerf gun on the table, you know, like a really good one. Like, back in the day, I loved Nerf guns. Like, I was like, freaking Nerf nerd. I got a horde in there. Like, I have so many Nerf guns that if they were translated into, like, a real steel, like, every gun was turned into a normal, like, real gun, I could single-handedly probably destroy a small country. Not gonna lie, I have that much. So, go in there, I look at the Nerf gun, I'm like, whoa, this kid's loaded. Because there was a kid that lived there, a little bit older than us at the time. We go in there, and he's like, okay, gotta be quiet. So, go to the tree, rip off the fruits, they're huge. And he's like, okay, let's go, come on. So, we leave with like 3 of them, good 3 of them. And as I'm going out, I hear this boom. Now, he says, oh, bro, run. Right till I hear it. So I don't have time to turn around and look back into the backyard. At this time, we're past the gate in the front yard. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, shut in the gate. So we shut the gate, and we start booking it. We're like running with these big fruits in our hands. So we get to his driveway. His house is 3 houses away from the one that we just robbed. Almost. So we get there. We sit down in his front, driveway. Because he had like skateboards and things. So we had a chill driveway also. So he's like, oh, okay, let's pop these open. Wait, let's go into the tree. So we go into the tree up into our branchiness. Like, if you were biking by this tree, you would not know what's there. Even if I was wearing like a neon green shirt, trees, like the tree branches would block me out. Leaves would block me out. Like, we are incognito, bro. So we're in there, chilling. I'm like, okay, here, get the bashing rock. So we had this rock that we would sharpen so we could cut things, like the rope that we're making, and like wood planks. Like, we were smart. So we were like industrial, like big brain carpenters almost. So we're like, okay. So we went up to the top level of our tree, which is like, if you fell, you'd probably break something. Easy. So we break it, we snap it in half. Oh man, this red goo just sprays all over onto the tree. It's sticky and gets on our arms, so it's like red. So I'm like, whoa, god damn it. So when we cut it open, there's these small little like beads inside this huge fruit. And we're like, what is this? And he's like, I don't know, but I recognize it. Let me eat it. So this guy puts a handful inside this fruit. We have 3. He has one, I have one. We both cut them open. He grabs a handful, puts some in his mouth. He's like, bro, this is great. This is so good. Try it. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I grab some, put it in my mouth. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. And we're like, well, we need to name this fruit, dude. And he's like, yeah. So, of course, since we're dumb kids, we're like, oh, let's call it Night Moon fruit. Yeah, bro, Night Moon. So we called it that, and blah, blah, blah. We're sitting there eating it, just like trashing the fruit, like throwing it when we were done, trying to like chop it up, because we're kids, we gotta destroy something. And then next thing we see is the kid that lives in that house walk out to the street. Like, this is a couple minutes after we popped him up and started eating him. He looks around looks around, goes to his gate, and then just gone. He's gone. So we're like, okay, cool. So I go up to my tall tree. Now this tall tree was like a good 8 feet tall. I'm dead serious. I go up there. I'm sitting there. It's like a very small little space. Has these huge, thick branches all around me. So it's like I have my own little cauldron that I sit in. I sit in there. I have my wood planks that I sit on, things like that. So I pull out my phone. It's I just got a phone. I'm sitting, and he's like, "Hey, I'll be right back." So I'm like, okay. I sit here with his brother, right? And it's 5 minutes later. We hear this blood-curdling scream because this kid, he could let it out, my guy. Blood-curdling scream and something barking. You wanna know what happens? Motherfucker went down to the house again to go get more of the fruit. Here's this big old dog, big dog, can rip your arm off. He screams, runs, slams the gate, bolts away, running. And he gets back, he's like, okay, we have to get down, get to the most shady part. Now, what we did is we would, we had a safe spot on our tree fort, where it was on the bottom level on the ground, but it was basically, we were almost in the street at this point. We had it where we would wrap, branches that had thick leaves that were, on the top. We'd, cut them off, bring them down there, branch them on. So it was, this thick thing of leaves that we'd go to whenever we would, talk, something like that. If we were, chilling with neighborhood kids, a council meeting. We'd go there, that's, our quarantine, sitting there. Okay. There's a dog, and chased me. I went in there, and I heard the door open, their back door, so I ran, I shut the gate, I got over here, so, just chill, just wait here, just wait. The kid that lives there, he goes out, he's looking around, he's like, what is wrong with you? And he's looking for us.
First I get the drums,
Complete silence.
You gotta get the drums first.
What you just said?
After that, it's whatever. I just sit down.
And he's like,
you know me, 15 minutes,
okay.
I'm done.
And then the branches that were next to you started falling, because he was a pretty big kid, so he was hanging onto it. They started snapping all the rope cuts that we had there. So we're shit. Because we're kids, we didn't know if we'd be caught or not. So we're very anxious. I get up, I'm like, go! Run! And we'd start booking it. Down through, the front yards of every house on its street. This is the side of the street that doesn't have the sidewalk. We're running. The tree fort should have shielded us for a bit when we're running. But we go through the tree. All the trees the neighbors have. Bolting. And then we get to the end of his street. Go onto the street that borders his. Go down that one until we find a cul-de-sac. We go inside and we wait. And this is cold. This is a cold day. Freezing. 50 degrees sometimes. And then later on it gets colder. Now, we're sitting there. It's hot now. We're sweating. We're scared. We can see our own breaths going. I'm wearing a thick jacket. So is he. And then eventually we're like, okay. Let's go back. We go back. And we look at the gate. I took a peek at the gate. Kid's got a huge branch on that gate now. Sealing that shut. So we finish up. And we go into his house. Next thing we see, we're in his room. And he has a window that's facing the front yard. So he can see onto the street. Sitting there, he's on his phone, doing Musical.ly or something. When that was a thing, I know. I'm just as disappointed. So, I peek out to the window from his bunk bed. There's the kid just walking around the driveway. He's walking around the driveway. And then he finds the night wish fruit. The night moon thing that we named it. He looks at it and he's like, okay. I could see him say that to himself. And he walks back. Last time I saw that kid ever. So I don't know what happened, but he just knew that we did it. He knew. Like, hey, yo, this kid coerced me into doing this, so if that kid ever comes back to my house, he's like, you took my fruit. Then, I'm gonna just blame it on him. Now, later on, me and that kid had a fallout. We're not really friends anymore. I don't really know what happened to him. He lives at his house, I think, but also not. But, I don't know, it became a weird relationship after that. Weirder and weirder. But that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for watching, gamers, and have a good time.
If I could write you a song to make you fall in love, I would already have you right under my arm. I used to follow my tricks, I hope that you like this, but you probably won't. You think you could. You got the time to say just to hide your face, and you wear 'em around like you couldn't have been. And you never say hi or remember my name, and it's probably because you think you could have been. You got your heart brown, shoes on your feet, and you wear 'em around like it ain't so, but you don't know the way that you look when the steps make that much noise. I got you all figured out. You need everyone's eyes just to feel sane. I can make up, nobody knows who you even are and who you think that you are. If I could write you a song to make you fall in love, I would already have you right under my arm. I used to follow my tracks, I hope that you like this, but you probably won't. You think you could have me. You got the sign to say just to hide your face, and you wear 'em around like you couldn't have been. And you never say hi or remember my name, and it's probably because you think you could have been. You got your heart brown, switching your walk, and you don't even look when you pass by, but you don't know the way that you look when the steps make that much noise. I got you all figured out. You need everyone's eyes just to feel seen behind your makeup.